Alrighty guys, thanks for joining me. This is Zero's Digester. So we're going to be playing a game here, game number 118 of the season. I want to try and get a game or two in real quick here with Bo Jackson replay 1989 Kansas City Royals. This is our second game at Kaminsky Park to face off against the White Sox. White Sox are 3-5 against Kansas City this year. Let's look at the lineups real quick. Wilson, Steitzer, Brett, Jackson, Tabler, Tartable, McFarland, White, and Stillwell pitching today. Charlie Leibrandt, the lefty. For Chicago is going to be Gallagher, Lyons, Martinez, Fisk, Mormon, Boston, Kirkervice, Johnson, and Gillian. Pitching today for the White Sox, Steve Rosenberg. Let's take a look at Steve real quick here. So far in the season, it looks like he's pitched 4 2/3, 9.57 ERA, 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. Not very good stats there against Kansas City, at least. Let's hope we can continue that. We're going to be playing at Kaminsky Park here in Chicago. -2 to strikeouts, -1 to walks, nothing for home runs. And away we go. Rosenberg versus Willie Wilson, switch hitter coming up 4-5. Range play right off the bat. We got a 3-3-4, so slightly above average. 2-5-2-3. Let's see, that's going to be average infield. Just depends where he hits it, I guess. Willie Wilson, 5-3. That's going to be Johnson in center field. He can't make it. It goes over his head. It rolls all the way to the wall. A leadoff double by Willie Wilson. Gets things going here for Kansas City. Kevin Steitzer, 274 average. And a 21 and no strikeout. See if he can get that run across. And he's going to single into right field. And the lead runner thrown out. Golly. 6+. Actually, wait a minute. No, he's actually going to score. This is only if it's... I always look at this section first because it's bigger. I think they should have highlighted which box to look at. Like put a box around it. He's actually a 6 runner. If he wouldn't have been that fast, he is going to advance. No throw. So coming to score is going to be Willie Wilson. Steitzer will stay on first base with the single. 1-0 KC. George Brett due up. 267 average. And no walk for Brett. Viper Dave, how do you doing, my friend? 2-3. It's going into center field, and that one's going to fall in for a single. Staying on second will be Steitzer. First 3 men have reached here in the top of the first inning. Bo Jackson due up. 282 average so far. This is his 93rd game. He's 362 at bats, 61 runs, 72 RBIs, 21 home runs, 16 stolen bases, and a 282 average. Let's hope our big friend Bo Jackson can do something here. 4-5. It's another range play. So 2 range plays here in the top of the first inning. 4-5. It's a liner at second. And, just snagged that one out of the air. And the runners doubled off a second base. Yes, second base. So good play there by Lyons. Gets the double play. And that brings up Pat Tabler. Unfortunately for us, did not work out for us. 31, pop up to third base. Clinton Parks, hey Jester, sorry couldn't watch the game this afternoon. Hope you do feel better. Good information though. Yeah, I feel slightly better. Slightly better. Thanks for checking. Charlie Leibrandt, 7-11 on the season. 495, 138 in the third innings, 173 hits, 69 strikeouts, 57 walks. Can we get through a couple innings with Charlie on the mound? Who knows? Dave Gallagher, 219 against Kansas City, and looks like he's going to find a hole somewhere in center field. And that one falls in. Wilson can't make the diving stop. 1 on, no one out. Steve Lyons, second baseman. 3-3. And that's going to be back-to-back singles. And Charlie Leibrandt does up to his usual. Carlos Martinez, 52. Carlos Martinez, 1-3. That's going to be a fly ball into right field. And advancing is going to be Gallagher. So runners in the corners One away. Tri-fan. Jester, you're going to be listening for my last 45 minutes at work. All right, Tri-fan. Thanks, buddy. So Charlie ran 3-2. Air and a ground ball possibly here. Carlton Fisk is up. 1-2. It's going to be a ground ball hit to Steitzer. And an error. It's going to be a one base error, and everyone's going to be safe. A run comes in. Tie ball game 1-1. Still only one out with Russ Moorman up, first baseman, 225. Error and a throw possibly. 24. That's going to be a single. No error on the play, but the bases are loaded here with only one out. Every time Charlie pitches, it's like this. Daryl Boston, 2-5. Another error check. 51, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field. And it looks to me like a sacrifice fly is going to be there. And if the dice is less than or equal to the base runner, it's not. So sacrifice fly brings in the runner. Steve Lyons scores. Still runners at first and second. 2-1 Chicago. 3-3, and that's a no. That is a strikeout, actually. So good for us. So Charlie Rebrandt in the first inning gives up 2 runs on 3 hits and an error, and we go to the top of the second. 2-1 Chicago. Steve Rosenberg pitching for the White Sox today. Danny Tartenbull, and he's going to get a Kaminsky Park check here. And that's going to be a rare play. It's a solo roller to the shortstop who possibly bobbles it and then possibly throws an error away. But no error made on the play, so he passed his check. So one out there. Mike McFarland, the catcher today, 272 average. And McFarland, the catcher, he's going to fly ball to center field, 2 away. Frank White, 244 average. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field. Boston makes a catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Charlie Rebrandt back out. He's going to be facing off against Lance Johnson. First time we've seen Johnson this year against Kansas City. And a 22. That's going to be a double into left field. That's one on. Ozzie Gillen. 4-1. Lefty-lefty matchup here. 33. That's going to be fly ball into right field. Advancing over to third is going to be Lance Johnson. So runner to third with one out. Defense will play in. Dave Gallagher back up. He's 1 for 1. And he's got a range play here. And that's going to be into right field. Pat Talbot can't make the play. Run's going to score. 3-1 Chicago. They're going to put it on the hit and run here. Steve Lyons, 1 for 1 on the day. 55. Steve Lyons waits. And he's going to line it right at the first baseman. And the runner's going to double up. So bad time for the hit and run to come up for the Chicago White Sox. And that's going to be a 3 double play. As he, not only does he grab the line drive down the line there at first base, but he also tags the runner out. So good defense there. It will bring up Kurt Stillwell, 319 average, batting 9th in the lineup today. And we got another Kaminsky Park check. 52. That's going to be a triple into right field. Gallagher can't get it. It bounces it around in the corner. Rounding second, going to third. Stillwell, here comes the throw. It's offline. And Stillwell is in there with a leadoff triple. Willie Wilson due up. They want to put the squeeze on, but it's a little early for squeezing here. Squeeze in. Willie Wilson. And that's going to be a fly ball into Boston. And that's going to be a sacrifice fly. He's going to get the run home there as Kurt Stillwell comes running down the line. Roll is less than the runner scores. Thank you. Oh, it scored. All right, there we go. Couldn't figure out why it wouldn't click because it already scored him. There we go. So it's 3-2 now. Casey trying to get a couple runs back here in the top of the third. 1-3. Steitzer 1 for 1 on the day. Hits a ground ball to short, and scooping up is Gillen, throws it to Mormon, stretches out, makes the play. Rosenberg tried to strike out Brett, but he fouls that one off. And he's going to get a ground ball to second, and that's going to do it there for KC in the top of the third. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors to go to the bottom of 3. Charlie Liebrandt still pitching. And just missed the walk. And that one's going to be a ground ball. Hit to Stillwell. Stillwell's going to get it on the second bounce. Throws to Brett at first for the out. Carlton Fisk go for 1. And another range play here. We've had a lot of range plays early in this game. That's going to be center field. And this time Wilson's able to make the play. Whew, good diving stop there by Wilson. That one was almost over his head. 2-away here for Russ Moorman. Another error check here. 3-5. That's going to be a single into center field. And 1 on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Daryl Boston waits on the pitch. Here it comes. It's ground ball back to Liebrandt. He snags that out of the air, and he's going to flip it underhand to Brett. And that's going to do it. 1 hit, no runs, no errors. We go to the top of the fourth. Bo Jackson's up. Left fielder. And, it's got a hold of that one, folks. That one is gone. Bo Jackson rips that one into deep left field. The Boston didn't even turn. He just watched it sail over his head. That ties up the ball game 3-3. Big blow there by Bo Jackson. Pat Tabler, 278 average. And another home run check. He's got 1-6. Pat Tabler, he's waiting on the pitch. Here it comes. No, it's a ground ball to short. Pat Tabler. Danny Tartenbull, he would have hit it out. 6-3. We just had him in the wrong spot. And 1-2. That's going to be a single past the diving stop of Fernandez between Fernandez and Gillen. 2-out single. I'm sorry, 1-out single. Brings up the catcher, Mike McFarland. And McFarland waits on the pitch. Just outside. 5-6. That's going to be a fly ball to Johnson in center field. Bo knows long ball, says Tribe Fan. Yes, sir. Frank White, second baseman. 5-3. And a double. And maybe in a little bit. All right, so roll is 6-6. This time it does come into play because we're not less than 1 and we're not 6 or higher. So we have a 1. So the lead runner advances. So advancing on the play is Danny Tartenbull. He's going to score. But on the throw home, it's cut off by Rosenberg. He throws it to Martinez at third. They've got Frank White hung out to dry. And if roll is, greater than the base runner, no advance. If roll is less than or equal to base runner out, others advance. So he's going to be forced out, but not after the Kansas City Royals get 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. And we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. KC up 4-3. Ron Jarkovic. And Liebrandt gets one in there. He sneaks that really slow curveball in there. 72 miles an hour. It falls in on the corner and strikes out Kierkegaard. Lance Johnson, 250 average. He's 1 for 1 with the double. Lance Johnson, lefty-lefty matchup. That's going to be a single. Liebrandt can't get to that one. That one's going to go roll right up the middle. They're going to put on the steal, and he's in there. Stolen base. Lance Johnson. He's off to second base here with 1 out. 3-3, and that's going to be an auto single coming in to score just like that. 2 batters into this inning, and Ozzie Gillen gets an RBI single as that runner comes in, and Gillen's going to try and take off. And he does, and throw from McFarland in time. Stillwell with the quick tag, and he's caught stealing for the second out of the inning. We got a tie ball game, 4-4 here in the bottom of the fourth. And home run check, but Dave Gallagher has no home runs against lefties. In fact, he's just going to pop this up to Willie Wilson. Takes a few steps back and reaches up and makes the catch, but 1 run and 2 hits, no errors. We go to the top of the fifth, tie ball game, 4-4. Kurt Stillwell, 4-5, another range play here. This one is going to Gallagher in the right field. He's going to make it. Good sliding stop there. 1 out here in the top of the fifth. Willie Wilson, error and a throw possibly. And that one's going into right field. No throw needed, so no error. Kevin Steitzer, 2-way here. 1-3. And Steitzer waits on it, 2-3. And that's going to pop it up high into foul territory. Martinez, Gillian, who's going to call for it? It looks like Martinez grabs it. That's a 1-2-3 inning. Go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Steve Lyons, 1 for 2 on the day. 6-3 and no walk. He fouls that one off just wide of the bag. Next pitch, he's going to line that out to Jackson in left field. 1 away. Carlos Martinez, the third baseman. Another range play. I've said that a lot. 2-3, and this one's going to Wilson, and I think this is this. Wilson's failed a check, and he's made a check, and now he's made another check. So Wilson, one of our better, faster defenders out there in center field, patrolling, trying to keep the balls caught. And so 2-way here for Carlton Fisk, 0 for 2 on the day. And Fisk just foul tips that one off. Wasn't held by McFarland, though. Next pitch comes. Here it is, curveball. And Carlton Fisk is going to lance that one out into right field. And that is a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the sixth, still tied 4-4. George Brett, 1 for 2 on the day. George Brett, 55. That's going to be a ground ball. He hits it to Martinez. He's in on the run. Throws it to Mormon. Stretch and play. Here's Bo Jackson, 1 for 2 with the home run today. Come on, Bo. Let's see if you know double home runs. Oh, he doesn't know double home runs, but I've got an itch. I got to get this first before I click it. Okay. But he does know singles into left field as Bo Jackson gets that one down. They're giving him the signs. He's taking a pretty big lead out there, almost begging him to pick him off. Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right. All right. Well, let's see here. Do he steal? And away he goes. And he's in there. Bo Jackson with the stolen base. That's his, well, we'll have to check on that. Rosenberg versus Pat Tabler. Tabler is 0 for 2 on the day. 1-5. We got a Kaminsky Park check here. Runner in scoring position, 6-3. That's going to be another rare play. So I'll slide this over. So it's a slow roller fielded by the catcher who possibly bobbles it, then possibly throws wild to first. Resolved by rolling against the catcher's error rate. First for the bobble and then for the throw. And there's a throwing error on Ron Karkovice as he airmails that one. And that's going to be a one-base error. And incoming to score is going to be Bo Jackson. Why would he not score on that? Oh, because it's just a one-base error. Okay, I got it. Okay. So runners at the corners with only 1 away. And that's going to be it for Rosenberg, as looks like his day is going to be done here in the top of the sixth. They're going to be bringing in a substitution here. Substitution is going to be Tom McCarthy is going to come in to pitch. Let's look at Tom McCarthy. He's a righty. Yep. Tom McCarthy is going to come in. So let's look at Tom McCarthy for his season against the Royals. It's going to be 9 innings. He's given up, he's got an ERA of 9. He's pitched 2 innings, given up 6 hits, no strikeouts, no walks. They're going to try for the pickoff here. Nope, no results, so we don't need to worry about it. So Tom McCarthy comes in to face off against Danny Tartanbull, righty-righty matchup. Righty. Danny is 1 for 2 on the day, 5-1, and that's a home run check. And that one is hit long and high, and that one catches a breeze, and that goes out into left field. Once again, Boston doesn't even move as he just watches it sail over his head as Danny Tartanbull with the 3-run jack. Bo Jackson comes in, Pat Tabler and Danny Tartanbull. They meet at home plate, high-fiving one another as Danny Tartanbull cranks one out. That is his 11th of the season, I think. It's either his 11th or 12th. We'll have to look. But that gives Kansas City a 3-run lead here in the top of the 6th. Mike McFarland. And, another home run check. And McFarland, back-to-back jacks. I think that's the first time this season Kansas City has gone back-to-back as Mike McFarland launches one out there in the deep center field. Johnson almost had the play, but just over the wall it falls. Mike McFarland, how many home runs has he had on the season for us? He's had 2, and historically in the season he only had 2, so he's doing better than he did historically. This time, Mike McFarland with the solo jack, and does that make Tom McCarthy? They're going to pull McCarthy here. McCarthy is coming out after giving up the 2 home runs. And Don Paul is coming in. Let's look at Don here. Don Paul, that's Donnpall. He's got a 1-2 record, 11.89 ERA. These Chicago White Sox do not have very good ERAs against Kansas City. He's pitched 5 1/3 innings, giving up 8 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Let's see if Kansas City can keep things rolling here in the top of the 6th inning. Already 2 home runs in the half inning. That brings up Frank White. Can we do back-to-back-to-back? No, we cannot, as Frank White swinging for the fences. Misses that one and goes down swinging. Kurt Stillwell 1 for 2 with a triple. 3-5, and he's going to strike out by Don Paul. So that's going to do it there in the top of the 6th. That's 4 runs, 3 hits, and the error. 2 home runs, 1 by Danny Tartanbull and 1 by Mike McFarland. Back-to-back home runs by Kansas City. Again, I'm trying to remember if we had any other back-to-backs. We might have, but I can't guarantee that. We're going to leave Charlie in since he's got a 4-run lead. This is going to be dangerous. D. Scott Howard's in the chat. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Appreciate it. We just had an awesome half inning there for Chicago. 4 runs on 2 home runs, 1 by Danny Tartanbull, 1 by Mike McFarland. First time I think Kansas City went back-to-back this season. I'd have to go back and watch all the other episodes, but we're going to risk everything here with Charlie Lebrand on the mound, though. He could give up 4 runs pretty quickly. This is Russ Moorman. He's 2 for 2. And this time he's going to be a ground ball down to Steitzer. Steitzer is very slow. His range is a 1, and he has a 10 error rating, which is very high. But he makes this play for a change. So Steitzer. Whew. That's Daryl Boston. He's 0 for 1. And he's going to have a Kaminsky Park check here. 1-2, and that's going to be a fly ball to center field. Wilson makes the K. It's 2 outs. Ron Karkovice, the catcher, 4-2, and he's going to walk him. And Charlie Rubent is officially tired now. Clinton Parks, thank you, my friend, for showing up. Appreciate it. We're going to leave Charlie in against Lance Johnson, 4-3. And Johnson waits on the curveball, misses that one outside, but he's going to single. And that's going to do it for Charlie, as there's now 2 runners on. We cannot hold on anymore. No more. No more. Terry Leach is going to come in to play this, try to get out of the inning here. Terry Leach, bottom of 6, 2 outs, runners at first and second. That brings up Ozzie Gillen, 212 average, 1 for 2 on the day. Shortstop, and he is going to wait. He's a lefty. 4-5. That's going to be a single. That's going to be trouble, as we've got runner advances, no throw, and runners on the corner. So 1 run in, runners at the corners. Terry Leach gives up the leadoff single here. 6 innings for Charlie is about right. Yeah, he's horrible. Error to throw, possibly. 41, the fly ball to Jackson. He slaps his glove on his leg and reaches up, makes the play. But 1 run and 2 hits, no errors. Terry Leach comes in and gets out of the danger, although he does let the run score. But it's 8-5, top of 7. Brings up Wilson, 1 for 2 on the day with a double. And this one is going to be a nothing, foul ball. And this time he's going to ground it down to Mormon at first base. 1 away. Kevin Steitzer, third baseman. The aforementioned terrible defender, Steitzer, 4-4. And that's going to be a fly ball to center field. That brings up George Brett, 1 for 3 on the day. And Brett's going to wait on a pitch, 5-5, and that one's going to be ground ball to Gillian at short. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Don Paul coming in, pitching well here. Clinton Park's got to go join the Honey Bunny, so he'll be back later. All right, well, have fun with the Honey Bunny. All right, it brings us to the bottom of the 7th. We got 7th inning stretch time. Clinton Park's going to, I think he wanted to leave before I started by singing, I think is really what happened. But we're going to take me out to the ball game and take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and some Cracker Jack. And I don't care if I never come back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out at the old ball game. Yeah. All right, Terry Leach, Steve Lyons. And that's a 35. Lefty here, Steve Lyons, 4-2. That's going to be a ground ball. White's going to scoop that up, throw it over to Brett. Carlos Martinez, 0 for 3 on the day. His average is falling fast here. Carlos Martinez, 3-3. He's going to get a single past Brett this time. So 1 on, 1 out for Carlton Fisk. So Baseball Demos is here. Thanks for showing up. Speaking of which, we'll be spending tomorrow night with Baseball Demos at 8 o'clock here on my channel. Live interview time with Baseball Demos. Check out his channel if you haven't. If you are familiar with his channels, be sure to come to my channel tomorrow night. That'll be Tuesday at 8 o'clock. He says ID. Who is it that always gives you player pronunciation corrections? Well, it would be Clinton Parks and Beatles Eternally. They're always on my case about that stuff. Carlton Fisk is 0 for 3. Do we roll this? Did we roll this? I can't remember. It looks like we rolled it. Carlton Fisk, 52. That's going to be a fly ball to Jackson in left field. 1 away. I'm sorry, 2 away. Russ Mormon, possible error check. Russ Mormon, he's going to single. Pass short. No error on the play. And runners at first and second now. Terry Leach throwing a little crazy here. FYI that Ozzie Gillian was manager of the White Sox in 2005. Ozzie guy, like Guy LaFleur. Ozzie guy. Sure. Ozzy. Like Ozzy Osbourne. Crazy train, 2-5. Aaron, another error chance. Oh, good. 1-3. That's going to be a single, and that's going to be into scores. Martinez. They keep whittling at this lead. And now there are 2 on with 2 outs. Run scores as Martinez is in. Runners at first and second. The home crowd on their feet here. Ron Karkovice. 2-5, and that's going to be a single down the line, and bases are loaded, and whoa. Time out. What are you doing? You're out of here. Steve Farr's coming in. To pitch. 1-3 with 3 saves, a 3.42 ERA, 52 and a third. I'm sorry, 2/3. 77 hits, 42 strikeouts, 14 walks. He's got to do something special here. Bases loaded. KC up 8-6, but 1 big hit, and everything could change here. And away we go. Oh, that's going to be a single. That's going to drive in 2 runs right off the bat, and we got a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. The relief pitching for Kansas City is folding under. Still runners at the corners. All this happening with 2 outs. Unbelievable. Ozzy's up. Ozzie Gillen, 32, and that Farnley is going to get him out of the inning as it's a ground ball to Stillwell, but 3 runs and 5 hits, no errors. We go to the top of the 8th, tied up 8 apiece. What a ball game. That brings up to Bo Jackson, 2 for 3 on the day with the home run. And he's going to get a Kaminsky Park check here. Bo Jackson. And he's going to get a triple in the corner. So Bo Jackson with the leadoff triple, getting things going for the offense. Stratamatic Delaware says, "Hi, IDJ, glad you're back and okay, brother. Yeah, I'm getting a little better every day, a little bit better." So Baseball Demos says they're folding like cheap tents. Oh, he's killing me here. Oh, but leadoff triple by Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson's like a double away from the cycle now, if I'm not mistaken. He's 3 for 4 with a triple, a home run, and a single. So yeah, he's a double away from the cycle. We shall see if he gets back up here. Don Paul, let's see, Donnie, what are you gonna do? I think we're gonna leave Don Paul in. They don't have their bullpen was stretched last game, and we play tomorrow, so it's a fly ball to center field, and failed the sacrifice roll. Use a throw chart. Bo Jackson with his 4, anything 1 to 4, but it's a 5, so no sacrifice fly. That brings up Danny Dartmouth, 2 for 3 with a home run. I'm going to... Okay, that's fine. 4-5. That's going to be a single, and Danny Dartmouth comes through with the single, and Bo Jackson trots home as Johnson just lobs the ball back in. And now Don Paul is tired, so they're going to be making this switch here in the bullpen. Sean Hilligus, sorry. I would not want to be yelled at by my chat. You're killing me. Sean Hilligus. Let's look at him. He's 7.14 ERA, 6 1/3, 8 hits, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks. KC takes the lead at 9-8 here in the top of the 8th. Mike McFarland got a range play. We've been saying that a lot this game. And that's going to be a ground ball to hit the Lions, and he's going to make a diving stop. So if the roll is greater than runner on first base running, then force at second. So forced out is second, fielder's choice. No double play. That brings up Frank White with 2 away. 3-3. 46, and that's going to be a single. McFarland, he'll stay at second, so runners at first and second just all of a sudden. Let's see if Hilligan can get out of this inning here. And Stillwell fouls off a couple pitches. Finally gets what he likes, but he grounds it to Gillen. And that's going to do it. 1 run and 3 hits, no errors, but KC takes a 9-8 lead. Bottom of 8th, Steve Farr against the top of the lineup, Dave Gallagher, 2 for 4. No strikeouts. 6-3. That's going to be a ground ball hit to White, 1 away. Steve Lyons, 1 for 4 on the day, scored a run. 2-3, and that's going to right field, and that's going to be a triple into right field. Wow, he's got a weird card. A 1 or a 2, and that's everything that he hits. And fortunately for him, a 2 is rolled, which is going to be a triple. So Steve Lyons with the triple with 1 out. Defense will play in. Carlos Martinez, 1 for 4. Can they get the big out here? And no strikeout. Martinez 6-3, and that's going to be a single. And just like Kansas City, clutch batting gets that runner in from third, and we got us a tie ball game once again. It's 9-9. Bottom of 8th, Carlton Fisk, and we have us a Kaminsky Park check. And this is going to be a single, and heading to third is Martinez, and that's going to do it for Steve Farr. They're going to have to bring in. They're going to bring in Monty here. 1 on. They are going to play back. Base runner at third base is only a 2. They're going to play back and go for the double play here. Russ Morman, Jeff Montgomery, still no strikeouts. Boy, we have not had many strikeouts at all. That's a fly ball. Is it deep enough? And no, he failed the check. That is a 2. So lead runner thrown out. There we go. Bo Jackson. And here comes the tag. Carlos Martinez tagging up. Jackson with the rocket. Here it comes. 1 bounce. McFarland grabs it and gets him out. So thrown out by Jackson at the plate. And that's going to do it. And the run does not score once again. Bo Jackson showing the cannon arm. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. We go to the top of the 9th, all tied at 9 apiece. Steve Lyons, Tigers and Bears. Oh my. Good one, Baseball Demos. 3D makes me think of the Dooley Boys of wrestling fame. Don't know what that is, but thanks. So top of 9, all tied, 9-9. We go to Sean Hilligus versus Willie Wilson, top of the lineup. Good ball game for you guys there at home. And that's going to be a leadoff single by our good friend Willie Wilson. He's going to try to steal second. No, he's not. I didn't roll it, so I guess I shouldn't just do it. 6-1 error check. 1-6. That's going to be a single into center field. Johnson makes a lot of errors, 1-15, but they roll a 20. Can you believe that? So no error on the play. But going first to third, Willie Wilson hustling all the way around. And KC's got the first 2 men on. That's going to bring in Bobby Thigpen for the White Sox. Bobby Thigpen, let's look at him. He's 1-0 with 2 saves. 1.34 ERA, 6 2/3, giving up 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, 7 walks. So it's down to the closer time here as we're in the 9th inning. Next team to score might win this one. George Brett, runners at the corners. No one out for George Brett. Lefty-righty matchup. Bobby Thigpen, 2-5. Oh, he just missed Brett on that curveball. And that's going to be a single once again. Crucial play here. So we got a base running of 1. So the lead runner advances. So advancing is going to be Steitzer. And the roll is less than or equal to the trailing running. It is. And the throw comes to third. So advancing is going to be Brett to second. Still no one out here in the inning. And that brings up Bo Jackson. 3 for 4 with a home run, a triple, and a single. He is a double away from the cycle. Will they intentionally walk him with no one out? I don't think they would with no one out, but they will play in. Runners is second and third. Casey up 10-9. And Bo Jackson up. Bobby Thigpen. And 5-4, that's going to be a strikeout. Bo Jackson strikes out for the first out of the inning. Brings up Pat Tabler, 276 average, 0 for 4 on the day. And we got a range play at the ballpark. 3-4. That's going to be down to Martinez down on the hot corner. He can't make it. It's by him. That's going to score another run. Steitzer comes in. George Brett goes to third. He'll stop there. Runners at the corners. Only one out. Casey up 11-9. Danny McFarland 3 for 4 with the home run. Too bad Bo couldn't get that cycle. That would have been very good. So we got a range play once again. And this is going to be a single. But taking this away could be Johnson, 1-3, and he's going to take this single away. He does take the single away, but it is deep enough that it is going to it's going to be a sacrifice fly on the play. George Brett scores, and lead runner advances. The roll is less than or it's not so. So a single there by Pat Tabler scores a run. That brings up Mike McFarland. 3 runs here in the top of the 9th by Bobby Thigpen. Very uncharacteristic of the closer. 2-4, and that's going to be a fly ball into left field, and that's going to do it. But 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. We go to the crazy bottom of the 9th here in this crazy game 118 versus Chicago. Daryl Boston. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock here on my channel, baseball demos live and in person. We're going to ask him all kinds of crazy questions. We're going to ask him all kinds of crazy questions. We're going to put him to the test tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. So be sure to tune in for that. That brings up Jeff Montgomery. He's going to try and close this out here in the 9th inning. Thigpen in the big pen. Daryl Boston, here we go. 1 for 3 on the day. Range play at the ballpark. 34. That's going to be to Steitzer, who did not make the play, and the leadoff runner's on. I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City scores 4 and wins it, because this has been one crazy game. Ron Karkovice, 1 for 3 on the day. Who's their nah, I'm not going to switch him out. Ron Kirk-Vice, Jeff Monte, and Monte waits, throws him a good curve ball, but he gets a hold of it, and that's going to land into Wilson. Lap in center field for the first out. Lance Johnson, 4 for 4. He's got a double. Do I need to study, says Baseball Demos? I would if I was you. I would. I would definitely study. Lance Johnson, 4 for 4, a double, scored 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Do we even pitch to him? I think we have to because we don't want the tying run to come up. 5-4. And instead we just walk him. Good job, guys. Ozzy, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. We got one out here. Runners at first and second. Tying run comes to the plate in the form of Ozzy Gillen. And here comes the pitch. 4-3. Another error check on a ground ball. 5-5. That's going to be a single. And coming to score is Boston. That makes it 12-10. Scoring run is now on base for Dave Gallagher, who's 2 for 5. G. Scott Howard says, just get a good night's sleep, Demo. Dave Gallagher, 2 for 5. He steps into the batter's box. 4-4. And that one, he's going to line White. Dive, stops, and tosses over to Stillwell, covering second as Johnson gets too far away. And that's going to be a 4-6 double play to end the game. Whoa, what a game 118 that was as Kansas City defeats Chicago 12-10 in a very exciting game. A lot of runs, a lot of hits. There was 3 home runs. Bo Jackson's 22nd of the season. Danny Tartanbull's 11th of the season. Mike McFarland's 3rd of the season. The Chicago White Sox with none. The win goes to Montgomery, who improves to 6-3. The loss to Sean Hilligus. Kansas City pounds out 17 hits, 1 error, and 12 runs. The Chicago White Sox, 10 runs on 20 hits and 1 error. What a ball game. Wowzy. Let's take a look at the quick stats here. There's Mr. Al, Red Sox fan. What's going on there, Al? How you doing, buddy? I feel a little bit better today. Not much, but a little bit. So 17 hits. There was actually 2 doubles, 3 triples. One by Bo Jackson, one by Danny Tartanbull, and one by Mike McFarland, and 3 home runs. I'm sorry. There was 2 triples, 3 home runs. I was looking at the wrong column. My bad. No walks by Kansas City, and only 3 strikeouts. A lot of balls put in play. 1 stolen base by Bo Jackson. And Bo Jackson also hit into a double play. For the Chicago White Sox, they had 1 double, 1 triple, no home runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. So a lot of balls put in play. Whew, crazy. That was a very interesting game, number 118 versus the White Sox. Very good if you're a Royals fan because they improved to 66-52. After this game in real life, Kansas City was 65-53. So we're still 1 game above what they did in real life under my expert tutelage. Of course, I'm going to take full credit for that, right? Yeah, so I think we'll just go ahead and call it an episode. I was maybe going to do a doubleheader, but yeah, I think I'm not feeling great still, so I don't want to stress it. I might be back on later. Maybe Al might have something going on. Baseball Demos might be doing something. He's got to study. He's got to practice. He's got to, he's got to come up with some good answers. He's got to learn everything he needs to know by tomorrow night at 8 o'clock here on our channel. Interview time with Baseball Demos. Looking forward to it, though. We'll try and take it easy on him, but we'll see. We're going to put him through the ringers. Now, we'll be mostly talking baseball and talking about his channel and talking about, how he got started and things. And, we had actually already previously kind of tested things out ahead of time just to make sure everything was working. and so I got to ask him some questions ahead of time. So I'll probably be, questions that I had asked about things, and I'm sure you guys out there might have some things that you might want to ask him as well. So we'll find out all about Dave tomorrow. All right, guys. Well, thanks for stopping in. T. Scott Howard, Al Red Sox fan, Clinton Parks, a Tribe fan. I think he was watching till he was getting off of work, and then who else? Viper Dave, Stratomatic Delaware, of course, our good friend there. He's headed home, so he's going to catch us later there as well. So, all right, guys, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. We'll see you all next time. Until then, take care. We'll see you on the diamond.